Hey, beautiful people. Dr. Eve here. Hope you all are doing well. Excited to be back before you again today. So, today we are going to talk a little bit more about your social proof and developing your social proof as you extend your systems of care. For those of you who don't know, I'm Dr. Eve. I'm a health and human service educator, and I help professional women to transition their services and extend systems of care via tech enhanced peer supportive systems. I am Dr. Eve. My scholarly work centers the use of hybrid innovation, and today I am talking about developing your social proof as you grow into this new industry of extending your services beyond walls. So, really excited that how I got on this journey. For many of you may know, I have a huge backstory of creating a prevention and intervention systems in a community that had a lack of resources, that endured 100-year flood, had no resources. And I had to be that community activator that connected them to the resources to maximize their ability to have wealth and excellence. And one of the things that I did is an endearment to me is computers, technology. And I was able to, with my own hands, because of my work and desire and goals in technology, is to build this computer system or computer access center for an area that did not have that had barriers associated with technology. So one of the things that we learned from COVID is that systems are really broke, and that many people had to pivot and learn how to do that. And so I, literally was just coming off the cusp of my dissertation in the use of technology in practice, social work without walls. And so I studied a mobile application called HS, Addiction Comprehensive Health Enhancement Social Support Systems. So I am big on support systems, big on designing systems that of care, big on prevention, intervention, and advocacy. I'm big on solving problems. And so that is my niche, is solving problems as a researcher, as a community activator. And I do that using tech enhanced and peer supportive environments. And so in studying that, there were several things that I had to do. So I want to talk with you about what that looks like when you are building out something new, a new idea, or starting a business. There are things that you have to do in order to build credibility, know, like, and trust. I just like on this wall right here. Let me just give you an example of what that looks like. I am choosing to share myself with you here on YouTube. Now, just like if you were to walk into a doctor's office, they're going to have their degrees displayed on the wall. You will get to see and have some idea of where these folks graduated from, what their skills are, yada, 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 what people say about them, X, Y, and Z. So I literally did this for me, but I just realized how important it is for you. You to know that I do have these credentials, and I'm not just someone who is just creating something that you cannot trust. Now that know, like, and trust goes beyond this paper on this wall, because many people have papers on the wall but have absolutely no common sense. So before even gaining any of this, I was a mom, a wife, a person with lived experience, a person with married with children, living in community, experiencing experience after experience after experience after experience. So we build our know, like, and trust based off of our own lived experience, because who can tell us better how to deal with the issues that we deal with than those who've gone through what we've gone through. So we really do value the lived experience. We do value building for us, by us, to serve us, because we know best how and what we've gone through, right? And so those are also very important things to consider. When you are building your know, like, and trust, you want to have consistency. You want to understand your customer, right? My customer are those individuals who, of course, who are have the same values that I have, who have that lived experience, that want to share and themselves extend their services to build out healthier communities, those who want to help remove the barriers associated with internet and or services because they can't get into a city or walk into a brick and mortar. Yes, the goal is to continue to build healthier communities beyond the walls, right? So you want to begin talking about that. So talking, I'm here today sharing with you. You create and design programs that help other women to build on platforms like Facebook, whatever platform they're comfortable in, but with the proper dynamics, right? The proper concepts, so that we are not doing harm. Because in our field, our number one priority is beneficence, respect for others, um, benef- respect for others, and beneficence, and do no harm, right? Those are three things that are very important in the field of service. So when we are talking about that, then we must also integrate, have clear goals and standards for our programs. We must have developed a quality control process of how we're going to, build these communities and what are the standards associated with them. Um, Investing in training and development, like, we train and develop individuals based on, what's the offering. So for our programs, because I am a health and human service educator with the sound practice of group processes, whether that's online or offline or online, the standards are still the same. There are professional characteristics, there are personal characteristics in how we show up in the space. So those are very important. What are the things that you need to get the training and the development for? What do you have that? So, like, yes, I do. Like, so you want to make sure that your audience knows that you have that, and that you are practicing that, and that you are sharing that in community, and making sure that those who have gone through your program have had the experience, that they grew from it. What are the structures of your program? So you want to begin developing that social proof of the people who are actually using and have benefited from the work that you're doing. You want to get customer feedback. So when I am having, like, my classes, I always ask questions, or do a poll, or I'll get a testimonial or something on were their takeaways from what they learned. And so those are ways that you build out your social proof. You can focus on continuous improvement. So for me, it was, creating a pilot. That I am in the fourth year of our program, five actually, but the fourth year of actually building out the extended care model, right? And so that was important for me to do, because it was kind of rocky at first, like, because knew what I wanted to do. I knew what the structure would look like for me, but what do my folk need? What do they want? So it was not as much about, I knew they needed these things, and I knew that they were asking for these things because COVID said, "Look, my kids can't get to school. The grades are plummeting. We don't have access." All the things that the public said suggest that what we were doing was very, very vital to helping people to continue along the trajectory of using technology in practice. The other thing is personalize the customer experience. Like, in our communities where we build community, we build off the lived experience of that individual. So it's always going to have a personal touch to it because each of us are different. And when we serve and extend our services of care to others, we want to make sure that we are with other like minded people, that our audience is very similar to who we are, because in a peer environment, you are in a community with people who have gone through the same experience. So that is very important for us. So make sure you're doing that, communicating transparently, be authentic. Like I have absolutely, what I put on a little lipstick today, but I'm absolutely transparent and authentic in how I come before you in this camera. So that's very important. Like, yes, I could put on a suit and I could put on, a yada yada yada, but that's not me, right? I This is my office. I work from home, and when I go out into the community, when you see me, I'm very colorful. I love brilliant colors. I love kimonos. I love, just being me. I am I wear a lot of head wraps, so I show up authentically as who I am. That way, when my customer resonates with me, that person's gonna know that they are going to resonate with who you are. So in building out that credibility and know, like, and trust, you want to definitely be yourself. Of course, you want to provide exceptional customer service. Now, that may even be a little difficult sometimes, but you have to bite off as much as you can chew, because when you can't deliver the services, for example, your back end is so important. And I still struggle sometimes with my back end, but I'm getting it together, because sometimes we want to come out front and we want to do the work, but what does our back end say? Are you at least giving them a thank you when they respond to you? Very, very hard when it's only you, right? So as you grow in your process, that's one of the things that we continue to work on. While this is a step, you want to also continue to do the work, because you don't want to just wait until things are perfect before you start. You start now. Start now, because your services are needed, and then you grow into the thing that you are trying to, in the place where you are trying to extend your services. You also want to monitor and analyze, get some good metrics. How are you measuring your performance? How are you measuring the key indicators of success? Like, what are those for the work that you do? So for me, we have, 30-day, we have daily, we have weekly, we have monthly, we have quarterly, and we have annual metrics, just like you would with any organization. Like, I'm rolling out right now my services that I provided for the nonprofit organization. They have direct services, some off the ground, and we have online services. Why? Because we are hybrid. But I calculate that, and the way I calculate that is I have a spreadsheet, or every time we do an event, or every we plug the data. So plugging the data is really, really important to create. How much of this did you do? And then you create these logic models, also performance evaluations. You build those models into your programming, so you know what your benchmarks are, where you want to be in 90 days, yada, yada, yada. So you want to make sure that you're putting in those things so that you know whether you are growing, whether you're going in the right direction. You also want to have benchmarks against your competitors, whoever they are. Basically, I'm not competing with nobody but myself right now, because I know that my services are different, and I am literally helping professionals extend their systems of care, and to remove the barriers associated with technology. And so, but we do that in communities where our services are needed, for us, by us, to serve us. Also, encourage use of customer testimonials, right? Again, like I said, I'll go back and after every class, or in the middle of a class, I will ask feedback right in the middle of a class because sometimes people won't go and fill out a survey. So you ask them, drop it in the chat, please. So so you want to be looking at how you can continuously develop that. Be on the lookout for, I wrote a book not long ago called Client. One of my very first books was Clients Everywhere Will Your Name Come to Mind? Because as you are building out your social proof, which you have to come here and you have to do the work, you can't sell a book to an empty audience. So this is a part of your social proof. Like, if you are an author and you are planning to sell a book, then you should already be doing this. You should already be talking to your audience. You should already be extending your reach. So it's very, very important. I am Dr. Eve. I am a health and human service educator, researcher, speaker, author. I do all these things as an independent entrepreneur, and I love getting beyond. I am on a journey beyond a job, on a journey beyond um, things. I'm on a journey beyond whatever that is, that dot. I'm on a journey beyond dot, dot, dot. How about that? So excited to be here for you. Please, if you like this information, please hit the subscribe button above and follow me as I share more videos with you. Have an amazing day and don't let anyone get in the way.